Today, we're taking a journey inward. We're going to explore the incredible, complex layers of your body's largest and, maybe its most misunderstood organ, your skin.
I mean, think about it. We tend to dismiss our skin as just a covering, right? But it's so much more. It's an absolute powerhouse, a living, breathing system that's our guardian, our sensory antenna, and the very thing that connects us to the world. So to really get it, we're going to need a map. And this detailed cross-section right here, this is going to be our guide. We're going from the surface you can see and touch all the way down to its deepest foundations. So let's dive in. Okay, our first stop is the outermost layer, the one you see in the mirror every single day, the epidermis. You can think of this as your own personal biological armor. Its number one job is defense. I mean, the epidermis is like a vigilant gatekeeper. It forms this tough, waterproof barrier that keeps all the nasty stuff out and, just as importantly, locks essential moisture in. It is literally our first line of defense against, well, everything. Now, this shield isn't just some solid sheet. It's built from two really key cell types. You've got your epithelial cells. They're kind of like the bricks and mortar that form the physical wall. And then you have melanocytes. These are the specialized cells that produce pigment, giving your skin its own unique color. That's right. Anytime you get a tan, that's your melanocytes kicking into high gear. They're pumping out a pigment called melanin to absorb harmful UV radiation from the sun. Why? To protect the deeper, more vulnerable layers of your skin. It's like having a built-in adaptable sunshade. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, let's go a little deeper. Right beneath the epidermis, we find our next layer, the dermis. So if the epidermis is the shield, you can think of the dermis as the strong, flexible framework holding it all up. And let me tell you, the dermis is a real hub of activity. It's packed with collagen, which gives your skin its strength and resilience. It's got elastin, which gives it that youthful bounce and elasticity. It's also woven through with this dense network of nerves for sensation and tiny blood vessels called capillaries, which are like a superhighway for delivering nutrients and whisking away waste. And those nerves, they're not just passive wires. They are constantly streaming information to your brain. That feeling of a cool breeze, the pressure of a handshake, the sharp sting of a paper cut, all of that sensation, that connection to the world starts right here in the dermis. Now, embedded within these layers, we have what scientists call epidermal appendages. But let's just think of them as the skin's specialized built-in tools. We're talking about everything from hair follicles to millions and millions of glands. Take a look at this number, 2.5 million. Any guesses what that is? Well, that's the approximate number of sweat glands you have all across your body, working 24/7 as your personal cooling system. But get this, not all sweat glands are created equal. You've got eccrine glands, which are the most common, they're everywhere, and they produce that watery sweat that cools you down. Then you have the apocrine glands. These guys are concentrated in areas like your armpits, and they produce a thicker, fattier sweat that, when bacteria get to it, is actually what causes body odor. And right alongside the sweat glands, you have sebaceous glands. These are your skin's own little oil producers. They secrete this stuff called sebum, which acts as a natural lubricant for your hair and skin, helps keep your pH balanced, and adds another crucial layer of waterproofing. All right, we've made it to the final stop on our journey inward, the hypodermis. This is the deepest layer of them all, sometimes called the subcutaneous tissue. So the hypodermis is doing three really important jobs. First, it anchors your skin to the muscles and bones underneath. Second, it's a fantastic shock absorber, cushioning your insides. And third, it's a major depot for energy storage in the form of fat. Let's just take a closer look. On the left, that's a microscopic view of real adipose, or fat tissue. And on the right, you see a diagram showing its structure, this whole network of fat cells. This right here is the very foundation our skin is built on. So we've journeyed through the three main layers, but the real magic, the real genius of the skin isn't in any one layer by itself. It's how they all work together as this one seamless, incredible, integrated system. And to really appreciate just how amazing this system is, you have to ask, what happens when it fails? When that barrier is broken, say by a cut or a deep wound, what are the real consequences? Well, it's basically a domino effect. If you damage the epidermis, you're opening the door to infection and dehydration. If an injury reaches the dermis, you can end up with stiff, inelastic scar tissue and even a permanent loss of feeling. And if the damage goes all the way down to the hypodermis, it can actually change the shape of your skin, tethering it to the tissue below. So here's the bottom line. Each layer has its own job, but they are all completely dependent on each other. The skin isn't just a covering, it's a deeply interconnected shield. The health of the whole system relies on the integrity of every single part. And that brings us to a final thought. Your skin carries the evidence of your entire life. Every scar, every wrinkle, every bit of sun exposure. It's like a living document of where you've been and what you've done. So the next time you look in the mirror, maybe just take an extra second to think, what story does your skin tell?